Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Boulder Canyon. I'm going to carry on and chop down a few more of these trees. We haven't actually got all that many left for the patch that we want to do here. And we've already cleared a load of the trees out of the way over there. So really all I want to do is just get the... If we get most of them chopped down, then we can get them sold and moved, and hopefully we will have enough for a new tractor. That's the next thing that we want to get, is a new tractor. So if we can get a new tractor, that would be absolutely brilliant. It really would. Right, just want to double check. Right, it is still on 7 meters. Excellent. Let's carry on and do it then. We will get down these trees, and in theory, once we've got these trees down, we should be able to have a couple loads on our trailer completely filled up with timber. That's what I'd like. I mean, we may not be able to. We may not be able to get absolutely everything completely filled up twice, but at least once, once, I suppose, would be good, but ideally I'd like to get more than just once because, well, quite frankly, I think it's very cool. We already seen the Deutz pulling the stuff up the hill, and it must be said, several of you thought that that was quite epic last week when we managed to get up the hill with the Deutz completely laden with timber. Personally, I'm quite surprised that it even happened. Now, I did at the end of last week, I went and got these little bits that were left, right? We had a few of these little bits that were left, and they're just a tiny bit too long to disappear when that one chops them off. But if you go like this and cut them in half, there, they do disappear, right? It's short enough and small enough. You cut them in half on the right spot, they do actually disappear. But yeah, you get rid of them like that. It's not even worth bothering to pick them up. It's maybe $1 a piece. And when we're talking thousands of dollars for everything we're doing, we just want those little tiny bits. We just want to get rid of them. Sort of maybe chip them up or something, but we don't have a wood chipper. So next best thing is simply to chainsaw them a bit. Probably don't want to do that. It's not going to do my machine the world of good, really. Maybe it would be best if I avoided dropping the tree onto the actual cab in future. Just a little FYI for myself, really, I guess. Right, we'll chop that one out there. I'll leave that one for a minute and we'll go back. Actually, no, because there's only that one. The next one that we get is... It'll be a little while. So, if I go there right at the top... Oh, it still didn't do it. There. I did get them last time when I did it. At the end of last week's recordings, I just went and... I was going to move them over there beside the road so that we could pick them up. And then I thought, well, maybe I could chainsaw them up because, we've still got to pick them up. And I know that you can, lose the top bits. So I cut the top bit off and it both disappeared. Oh, ideal. So, it did it with all three of them. Yep, okay, I thought, well, that's a better and more quick solution, a better and quicker solution than what I'd previously been doing, so I'll go with that one. Seems like a good idea, and that's what I did. So they all three worked, and hopefully we'll just be able to keep doing that. This one here should be... Nope, that one's going to give us a little bit as well. The tree, I've noticed that the trees on here, like the trees that I'm doing on the Boulder Canyon series, when I chopped all of those down, not Boulder Canyon, this is Boulder Canyon, come on, get with the program, Fred. On the Black Mountain series, time-lapse series, the trees that I cut down on there, they all seem to be about the right length of tree for 7 meters, whereas these here, they're 7 meters, I'm getting a lot of fairly short bits. I mean, some of them are alright, like that one, but honestly, there's a lot of them are very, very short bits that we're being left with. There is a piece down there that we'll want to make sure we pick up. I'll put that with this one. Let's just move back a little bit. Yeah, like that. These trees are always the hardest because of the the branches around. They make it very difficult to actually see low down on the trees. So see what you're doing? Let's just bring... Oop, no, I want to go that way with that one. Drop you down there. And... Okay, I didn't realise... Yeah, because I've not really listened to the sound effect on this before. But that's actually quite a cool sound effect that it's got playing on there. And then you've got the little short bit left over. Right. So we got one tiny bit there, but then that's not really anything to worry about. I'll go over this side, and we'll run up beside those trees just there. And sort of try and take most of them out. And you down and down a bit further. There we go. If I back up over that way. There we go. Right, now I can dump them down over there. And then we got a little selection of them in front of us. I'd probably be able to just about load up the truck now. Like, if I was to bring some of this timber out and we put it into our main pile there, I want to put it into the main pile before I start trying to load it up too much. Drop that one into there. Bring it out across. Yes, that's what I'm doing wrong. I shouldn't be, like, plonking it across the machine like that. That's probably not the best way to do it. It's going to rip the tracks off completely. Or do some other serious damage. It's definitely not the right thing to do. I'm pretty certain of that. 90% certain. A little bit certain. I'm sure of it. Let's just bring you back a little bit there. And I'll leave that one a minute. I won't go and cut that one because I'm just going to get these few trees that we've got right here. And zoom in a little bit to see that one. There. This is when you're doing this in the time lapse, it makes it much more difficult if you've got trees like this, because obviously I don't want to be moving the camera around very much. If I can avoid moving the camera around at all while I'm doing it and just keeping it with the cab, that's perfect. That's what I want. But if I got to move the camera around like I'm doing on here, that makes for some uncomfortable viewing. When you go watch it back later on, it's because you've got to speed it up so much that it looks horrible. Genuinely awful. It's not something you want to do. It's definitely not something that you want to do. Can I reach that one? Might be able to. Yeah, that's that full reach. I can't quite reach it. Right, fine. The tree gets a stay of execution. We'll bring this one over and we'll do these two instead. We'll get these. I think we'll just do these two and then we'll load up so that we've got some, not just tree felling, we'll also have some tree selling as well. And we'll be able to see how much money we get from these. Then we can go back. I'd like to fairly soon finish off this whole chunk. We've got the mowing is going to be starting fairly soon as well. We're not ready to start mowing yet, but the grass is at the harvestable stage, but it needs to grow one more growth stage before we get maximum yield off of it. And I want to get maximum yield again with the falling the wrong way. Probably because of the way that I've got the header on the cutter there, the way round that it's facing. It's probably not helping matters. And chop you off of there, and then we've got that little... actually, that little tiny bit seems... No, it's not longer than normal. Right, well, I'll bring you back over there. Shut that bit down, and shut you off as well. Let's go over here. Yeah, actually, it is pretty much the same as normal. So, yeah, there you go. You chop the very tip, and it comes apart. Where'd the other... Oh, there it is. Right. Chop it there, and the whole thing just vanishes. That's all you need to do, is just chop that bit, and then the whole thing vanishes. So now we'll go, and we will jump into the cab. Start this bad boy up. Yeah, let's just make sure that we've got everything on here. So, at the moment, we got one single stack, which is how I want it. And I'll load up a load of logs. We've got auto load on the right at the moment, so I'll switch that over to the left like that, and then B to start auto load. And we'll do this. So we'll load it up, and then we unload it on that heap there. So I've got just a few logs here. I'll bring them in like that. Bring you on round. Right, and then that pile of logs there. Okay. Not quite sure why it decided to go right the way across to the other side, but what's done is done. Hopefully I can pick it up in a minute. I don't want to pick it up yet, because I'll end up picking up the whole big stack. That one. Right, there's those. Okay, so now I switch off, change sides, start again. Why aren't you oh, there we go. Right. That loaded, but then it's like dumped right up on top, which again, we don't really want. And if I... Oh no, I can... Actually, I'm going to leave it on that side, because I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to spin round like this. I'll come back down next to this pile of timber here, and we'll load up the rest of these, or load up what we can. Gonna work? Yeah. It's sort of working. I've no idea how the script works for this, how it recognizes where the timber is and decides what it's going to pick up and stuff. Whether it's like constantly scanning it or something, I have no idea. It's just guesswork for me at the moment. Right, well, it's loaded enough, I would say. And we'll bring this one up here, and I'm going to go over to this bit over here. Actually, I want to bring it up round there like that. There. Now, we go to you. We want to press that one, and then I want to change the side. So I want to... Oh, wait. Ah, there we go. Right, change the side like that. And I'm already out on the unloading position, so I just want to leave it like that. And then we'll just start unloading like this. Get rid of the unloading position marker. That's going to unload a great big pile of it right there. And I'm hoping that after we've unloaded everything, there, like that. I'll bring this one up a little bit closer, there. So now we need to increase the number of piles. So I'm going to do that, there. I've now got 2 piles. Show loading position. There is the first loading position. And we want to be parked up. We want to be on reasonable flat ground. We are auto-loading on the left. So let's start auto-loading. And I'm going to do this sort of steadily because... Like, try and get the logs to straighten themselves out a little bit in places. But it doesn't look like they're going to do that very well. Some of them are not straightening themselves out very much. Hopefully they'll be alright. There. That's a pretty high stack that we got there now. Right. That's about as high a stack as we're going to get. So now I need to switch piles. And that's the number pad full stop button. So I'm now on switch pile. I'm now pile 2. And I go back to loading again. And it loads on here. I've got 1 log there that is gone a bit too long, which is going to cause me problems. That must be one that I cut. Yeah, because looking at that log, that's just too long. I must have cut that one manually and picked that up at some point and forgotten that I did it. So what we'll do is we'll go up here and I'll chop the end of that log off. There. Right. Remove that one. And I'll bring you back round like that. And I'm going to drop that one down there in the middle. Like that. There. So hopefully that's not going to move. Now I jump back in again and we can do a bit more auto-loading. There. Just mainly just like I can, for the most part, just leave it running, but I am sort of like pausing every now and then just to make sure that we get it right. There. A couple extra bits. Right, so now it's classing itself as fully laden up there. I'm going to switch piles back to the front pile and see if we can get a little bit more timber up onto there. So I've just lost 2 branches. What's it doing now? Oh, wait. I'm on pile 2. I want to be on pile 1. Oh, hang on. Did it? Ah! it automatically moved over to pile 2 when pile 1 was full. I didn't actually realise it did that. Like, I've not really sort of set it before and not worried about it. Right, that one is light enough to carry, so we'll bring that one back over here. We'll do this next time. We'll unload some more timber here, and then we will, once we've done a load more cutting up there, we'll unload more timber over here, and then when we've got enough for another full load, we will try just leaving the auto loading continuously, because I'm on a slight slope. It wasn't like perfect, but if I'd gone up and been on you know, where it had been a little bit more level, I think that would have worked better. So there we go. There is our first load on our truck. I'm just going to bring that one down around there like that. I'm actually going to back it up like that. Why aren't you backing up? I'm up against something. Back it up a bit further. No, back up. What am I up against? I'm going up against something. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to come out here and I want to do that right there so that I've got a cool screenshot for today. Now, let's see what it's like getting it to the mill. Let's see what it's like with my driving and getting round the corner at the bottom. And I've got a branch. Right, I can stop. I can brake on the hill. That's one good thing. I got a branch that's stuck there. That's actually been pulled out by the straps. We'll take the straps off a minute. And then remove that. Now get up onto there. Right, that's close enough. I'm quite happy with that. We'll dump that one up on top of there. Straps back on, like that, and let's go. Right, so I can drive it just fine, but it's turning it because I don't have the steering wheel. Turning is a little bit more sensitive when you come to the corners, and the last thing I want to do is flop this thing over onto his side. And we do know that the timber trailers can sometimes be a little bit unsteady if you go around the corners too fast, so you've got to be careful of that. I'm also interested to see how well the truck is going to do with getting things up into the mill. A lot better than the tractor so far. Now, we knew, like, I was surprised that the tractor managed to get it up that hill at all. And judging by the comments last week, a lot of you were surprised that it managed to get up the hill at all as well. Some of you sort of said, well, you know, this is evidence of the fine quality of German engineering, and I'm sure it is, but that doesn't, just because that Deutz is, like, apparently a bit of a beast, doesn't mean I have to like it. So this one comes flying up there as though there's no issues whatsoever with anything. So if we had another trailer behind this and we had like a double load, that would be very cool. We could swing round like this. We'd only be able to do one trailer at a time for unloading, I think. But it would still be very, very cool. Now, I could bring this over to here. I'm going to stop there. Take those straps off, and I'm going to sell. We'll see if the whole lot sells all at once. Kablamo, $40,000 in there. And just do that a minute and unload. So there's 40,000. And that lot is another 7. We're just about $50,000. Right, with one load, we can get just about $50,000. Like, if we really load it up, we had perfect logs for it. So there's another. So that would have been 8,000 on top. A fraction under. We started out with $2,000, and we've now got 50,000, almost 51,000. So yeah, we're just shy of $50,000 in a single load, which I gotta say is pretty impressive, really. $50,000 in a single load. That's pretty awesome. Honestly, I don't think we could sort of really complain too much about getting 50 grand's worth of timber in a single load. And, of course, I did completely forget about the fast forwarding of time. So, in order to... because I keep doing that, we're going to have an extra penalty. And people have been saying that it's about time I started thinking about paying off my loan. I do agree. I would like to pay off the loan. However, you know, that's more money that we're going to have to pay out. And honestly, at the moment, I don't think we should. I don't think we should be paying off the loan. The other side of the coin, because I just forgot to do that, I'm going to, again, I'm going to leave it fast forwarding now until it's bedtime. So, I might be able to cut down one more tree. And then we're going to have to go to bed. And then in the morning, we will start doing some... we'll start doing a little bit of mowing. But what I'm really hoping this time is that we'll be able to make it work like... it was an old Finnish farmer who told me. He said again, he reminded me last week that it was him who actually said it. That is the... thing where you can put a front-mounted mower on and a baler on the back, and the hired help should, in theory, operate the baler as well as the mower. He should do the whole lot. He should just be able to go right through and have the whole lot working. So if we can do that, that would be absolutely fantastic. I would genuinely love it if we can have that working. For some reason it cut that one quite high. I don't know why it decided to cut that one up really high. Back up a bit, we can get a second tree in here. I'm hoping. There. There's a tree. But it's doing things like that you don't want to do. Right, chop that one off and bring it over here. And that's gonna have to be it for today's cutting. So we'll just bring that back over there and shut this bad boy down like that. And then we're going to run back down here. But yeah, this is just my penalty, because I keep forgetting to put it to 30 times speed. And we did spend quite a long time sort of messing around, moving things and so on and so forth. So I feel that it's a fair compromise. I know that we lose nearly 10 grand every night. I am very much aware of that. But I still... don't think that we should focus too much on paying off the debt just yet. I think that our first focus should still be on... let me just bring that back down again to 5. I still think our first focus should be on building up more land, getting the arable stuff going, and animals as well. We keep focusing on these things that we're focusing on at the moment. Right, I want to go 11 hours sleep like that, so it takes us until 7 a.m. Technically, we're not having 11 hours sleep. We're having an 11-hour break, which in the UK is actually required by law. And if you don't have your 11-hour break, there is there's a certain amount of time that you can go without having a full 11-hour break. But after that, yeah, you kind of need to do it. So the plumber is here now, and he's busy installing the water system on there. And he's going to be doing that for a while. Where does the pipe come out then? We've got one pipe there. And we've got one lot there. I don't know where the rest of the pipes come out. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's all fine as it is. I've got 3 full pallets of wool here. And then we got 1 part pallet. So the growth is perfect. We're ready to start doing our mowing. I'll turn off the grass on there a second, and then we're going to go over to here. Let's have a look at the price of wool at the moment. 840. That's a little bit low. Silage is 193, so we're not selling silage at the moment either. That's something that we're going to keep. So first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to use the baler to clean up after the sheep. So we got 5,032 litres of grass in here. I'll bring you round like this. And try and get through there and pick it up. So yeah, 5,032 litres. Let's see how many litres of grass they're leaving in front of their pen at the moment. 5,032 it was. It's now 5,302. So almost 300 litres of grass we got from there. Which is quite a bit, actually. That is a fair slice. We're up to 55 sheep. They need some water. Cleanliness is dealt with, and they could do with a little bit more grass in there soon. We've got hay up there. We will put some hay in for them, but we're not going to do it at the moment because we don't have the front loader on at the moment. We've got the front weight, which we're going to need. So we're going to bring this one over here. Come around here like this, and I really hope this works. That means that we won't have to worry about doing the... Switch that over there. It means that we're not going to have to worry about doing the stuff ourselves today. It's going to be something that we can just leave the hired help doing, and we won't have to concern ourselves with. If this is the case, absolutely fantastic. I really, really hope this works. Really, really hope this works. We're going to start over on this side of the field. Actually, I'm going to do... Well, I was going to say I'm going to do once around the field, but I'm not going to do once around the field. We'll do the tidy up afterwards. I'll worry about tidying up afterwards. So, I'll start that... Ooh, I need to unfold. Start that one there. Switch to the baler. Start and lower. There, like that. And we're away. So, I'm just going to do this bit along here. So it will pick up this bit down here, and then I'm going to do one pass down the side down there until we get right up to the other end. And then I'm going to let the hired help go and do it. Right, see, I don't have access to the land right here. And that's the bit, that's why I want to leave it, like, take one pass down across the field first. I should probably pick the mower up rather than keeping it on the ground. But I don't want to. Right, let's just do it like that. Go in a straight line there. And then just start drifting over. Just like that. We're going to make a full bale before we get all the way down to the other end. Right, I'll let that bale through. Like that. And then I can carry on. I suspect that it won't stop. I imagine that it's not going to pause mowing grass while it's swapping a bale over. So it's just going to leave it out on the ground. And also, once it dumps the bale out on the ground, well, I don't even know if it's going to dump the bale on the ground. It might not work with this. Was it round bales that you were using when you did this? Finnish farmer it was. Was it round bales you used when you did this, or was it square bales? Because a square baler, it would work without any issue. Right, there would be no problem with the square baler doing it. Just going to bring this over this way a little bit. You know what? I'm going to stop there now. Lift that one. We'll swing round. And bring it back over this side. And I'm going to drop that bale over on this side of the track. Put that one down there. So I'll let you out there. And then over to here. Right, don't have access to this land. So we start up there. And I go along this bit. Over here. I think it's about there. And right. It'll do that. The baler has gone out round. We don't have access to this land. And he's doing a swing out round. And then, of course, you've got the whole issue with the mower being really weird anyway. But that's just kind of a thing that happens. We know about that. I just want to see what's going to happen when he drops the bale. Right, will he be able to drop the bale properly, or is he going to have issues with it? So he'll come out there, and then he swings right out round. He's not going to let us mow that. I mean, I'm happy to, like, manually drive it round the edge a couple times, just so that we've got a little bit more room for doing the mowing and stuff. And, like, turning it as well. Alright, you're coming up to there. Gone through that. There's 5,000 litres. Now what's it doing? And this is the bit that I genuinely despise about front-mounted mowers. Although I think it might just be on smaller tractors. rather than bigger track. I don't know if it does that on bigger tractors or not. It might not. It might just be that because it's a smaller tractor and it can't lift it as high off the ground. But I still don't think it should be done. I still don't think this is a thing that should even be possible. Like the game itself should allow such a thing to even occur. Apparently it doesn't care about bales. Doesn't even recognize that the bales are there. Go on up through the next bit. So long as it works, that's all that really matters, right? I know it's like being a little bit rough at the moment, and then it's going to pick up, and it's going to go to there, it's going to lower it down again, leaving bits of grass behind, and making a terrible mess of it. And lower it down. Why does it pick up and lower down for that? I mean, honestly. And then it's going to come round that way. So now where's it going to go? We're on 89% at the moment. It's going to swing right round there and make a complete pig's ear of a load more of the grass. And it's going to come in. It's going to lower down. We're going to have a little bit of tidy up work to do after this. But it should work all right. There, we've just got all of that. And now, here we go. This is the ultimate bit. Right, it stops. It's letting the bale go through. And it's closing it down. So it leaves the grass on the ground while it does that bit. But does it dump the bale out after it's finished wrapping? So we know that it leaves the bale on the ground. So if it was just an ordinary round baler, you could just leave it going. But now what does it do? Is it going to do it? We're going to have to sit and watch it do one more bale. But it's not physically dumping it onto the ground, which means that this isn't going to work, because it's just going to wait until the bale is full, and then it's not going to do anything else. So unfortunately, it doesn't work with the wrapper into... Well, I don't think it does. We're going to find out in a minute. It's going to keep going. We'll let it keep doing this. It is actually like progressing at the moment, and I'm aware that this episode has just about run out of time, so we need to wrap things up now. I just want to see it wrap things up. Yeah, I just want to see it get to wrapping up one more bale, and whether or not it's going to do it, because this will answer our questions, whether we can do this or whether we're going to need to get a different approach. We could get a different baler and just leave the grass bales, so to go back to having a standard round baler and have the grass bales left in the field. I get an 8,000 litre baler rather than a 4,000 litre one like we've got here, because the 8,000 does work really well for us. It's a time saver. It's definitely an improvement. So if we could do that, then it would automatically drop the bales out and we could leave it harvesting grass. The only thing then we would have to do is a little bit of tidying up around the edge of the fields. And there's a few patches of grass that get left behind as well. Not really that concerned about the patches of grass that get left behind, because if you, once you start up again, and it sort of goes through and you go round to the next harvest, you pick that up in the next time round that you do some harvesting. So not really all that concerned about that bit. The only thing that I'm sort of a little bit more concerned about is the fact that it's not going to drop this bale off. That means we've got to go and get another baler. And I mean, I like this baler. I'm sort of thinking maybe we could keep this one and we could get another one as well, but that's not very economical. I would rather have get rid of this baler and buy another one and the wrapper back, because we got a wrapper that does wrap very fast. So that one, I could even tweak that one again and make it faster still, although I don't think we need to. I think it's fast enough now that the time I get from one bale to the next bale, it's already finished wrapping. And yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but it's still overall, if we can leave the hired help doing all the rest of this, it's not going to... Well, I actually need to slow time down because I'm mowing. Time needs to be slowed. So we have to leave that on 1 speed while even though we got the hired help doing the whole thing, we would still want to have it just slowed down a bit. And now we're getting to the crucial point. 8, 9, and there's a full bale, and It's not doing anything. Okay, we're going to turn the hired help off. It's not going to do it, which means that we need an alternative. So, just shut that one down a minute. What alternative am I going to use? I'm thinking I'd like to keep this baler, although that's a lot of money wrapped up in the baler. So, whereas I'd like to keep it, I'm seriously questioning whether I should. And in the shop, what have I got in the way of baling technology at the moment? Because I don't have an alternative version of that one. I will see if I've got a mod for an alternative version of the round baler. That one's really cool. I love that baler. But then we'd have to, if I was to get that one, I'd have to, like, that's my mod there that I've tweaked. I sped it up. So I think that one's probably alright as it is. That's 8,200 for that one. And then we've got these, the Stevie one. Yeah, I haven't got another one at the moment. I'm going to have a look and see if I do have a different round baler that I might be able to use so that we can keep the 8,000 and then we can have hired help doing everything. I'll get something ready for tomorrow's episode for that, and we'll see if we can find something. But anyway, we have run out of time for today. So if you've enjoyed the episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.